Hello, angels. Are you so ready for the next few chapters? Because I am. I've been dying to read this. Before we begin, let me know if this audio is better than my previous audio, because I got a lot of comments saying that my audio sucked ass. So let me know if this is better, if it sounds gooder. And I recorded a 47-minute video reading these chapters that I'm about to read, and when I clicked stop, it said 0 minutes. So I had no video to upload, but we turned it into a happy accident. Actually, Monty, my boyfriend, turned it into a happy accident and said, maybe it's so that you can retain the information better, because the information truly was insanely helpful. So I'm really excited to read this again, actually. So cheers to that. Thank you, universe. Is there anything else I want to say before we begin? Oh, grab your book and read along with me, or just listen to me read. Okay? These chapters are gaggy. Get ready to get gagged. Okay. Chapter 8. You are a vibrational transmitter and receiver. Now you are ready to understand the most essential part of controlling, creating, and enjoying your physical life experience. Even more than the material being that you have come to know as you are a vibrational being. When someone looks at you, they see you with their eyes and hear you with their ears. But you are presenting yourself to them and to the universe in a much more emphatic way than can be seen or heard. You are a vibrational transmitter, and you are broadcasting your signal in every moment of your existence. As you are focused in this physical body, and while you are awake, you are constantly projecting a very specific, easily identifiable signal that is instantly received, understood, and answered. Immediately, your present and future circumstances begin to change in response to the signal that you are offering now. And so, the entire universe, right now, is affected by what you are offering. You are an eternal personality focusing in the now. Your world, present and future, is directly and specifically affected by the signal that you are now transmitting. The personality that is you is really an eternal personality, but who you are right now and what you are thinking right now is causing a focusing of energy that is very powerful. This energy that you are focusing is the same energy that creates worlds, and it is, in this very moment, creating your world. You have a built-in, easy-to-understand guidance system within you with indicators that help you understand the strength or power of your signal, as well as the direction of your focus. And, most important, it is the very same guidance system that helps you understand the alignment of your chosen thought with the energy stream itself. Your feelings are the representatives of your guidance system. In other words, the way you feel is your true indicator of your alignment with your source and of your alignment with your own intentions, both pre-birth and currently. Your powerful beliefs were once gentle thoughts. Every thought that has ever been thought still exists, and whenever you focus upon a thought, you activate the vibration of that thought within you. So whatever you are currently giving your attention to is an activated thought. But when you turn your attention away from a thought, it becomes dormant or no longer active. The only way to consciously deactivate a thought is to activate another. In other words, the only way to deliberately withdraw your attention from one thought is to give your attention to another. When you give your attention to anything, the vibration at first is not very strong. But if you continue to think about it or speak about it, the vibration gets stronger. So with enough attention to any subject, it can become a dominant thought. As you give more and more attention to any thought, and as you focus upon it and therefore practice the vibration of it, the thought becomes an even bigger part of your vibration, and you could now call this practice thought a belief. The longer you think thoughts, the stronger they become. Because the law of attraction is behind the expansion of your thoughts, it is not possible to give your attention to something without achieving an alignment with it to some degree. And so, the longer you ponder the thought, and the more frequently you return to the thought, the stronger your vibrational alignment becomes. As you achieve a stronger alignment with any thought, you then begin to feel emotions that indicate your increased or decreased alignment with your own source. In other words, as you give more of your attention to any subject, your emotional reading of either harmony or disharmony with who you really are becomes stronger. If the subject of your attention is in alignment with what the source of your being knows, you would feel the harmony of your thoughts in the form of good feelings. But if the subject of your attention is not in alignment with what your source knows it to be, you would feel the disharmony of your thoughts in the form of bad feelings. Your attention to it invites it in. Every thought that you give your attention to expands and becomes a bigger part of your vibrational mix. Whether it is a thought of something that you want or a thought of something you do not want, your attention to it invites it into your experience. Since this is an attraction-based universe, there is no such thing as exclusion. Everything is about inclusion. So when you see something that you would like to experience and you focus upon it, shouting yes to it, you include it in your experience. But when you see something that you would not want to experience and you focus upon it, shouting no at it, you also include that in your experience. You do not invite it in with your yes and exclude it with your no, because there is no exclusion in this attraction-based universe. Your focus is the invitation. Your attention to it is the invitation. And so, those who are mostly observers thrive in good times, but suffer in bad times because what they are observing is already vibrating. And as they observe it, they include it in their vibrational countenance. And as they include it, the universe accepts that as their point of attraction and gives them more of the essence of it. So for an observer, the better it gets, the better it gets. Or the worse it gets, the worse it gets. However, one who is a visionary thrives in all times. With your practiced attention to any subject, the law of attraction delivers circumstances, conditions, experiences, other people, and all manner of things that match your habitual dominant vibration. And as things begin to manifest around you that match the thoughts you have been holding, you now develop stronger and stronger vibrational habits or proclivities. And so your once small and insignificant thought has now evolved into a powerful belief. And your powerful beliefs will always be played out in your experience. So, I mean, I am... my mouth's dry, sorry. I am and have always been an observer. I have always sat back and looked at the state of the world, looked at my friend group, or looked at other people in school, and I would make my own judgments about things, you know? And it's true that your attention to anything is the invitation. And what's good about this book is that it teaches you that you can deliberately choose to focus on something that you want versus something that you don't want. So for example, I can focus on the bad. I can focus on how everybody in the room is, like somebody's looking at me and I have this own belief about myself. And I'm like, oh, they're looking at me because I'm ugly. And that just like further feeds my thought of insecurity and feeds my belief. Every single thought starts as a little seed, right? Like somebody tells you you're ugly, or you find out the concept of pretty at a very young age, and then you're like, wait, am I ugly? And then you start looking for things to either affirm that you are pretty or affirm that you are ugly. Someone might outright say to your face that you're ugly, but what matters is that this small thought, the more that you think about it, the more that you look for proof that it's true, the more it becomes a belief, and then that's when it becomes your reality. It's not that it's true, it's that you have put so much attention to it and you have thought about it so much that it is now what your life is, right? So that's something that I had to experience as a kid, was like, I thought I was really ugly. And I was constantly looking for proof that it was true, because we love confirmation bias. We love seeing the things that we're already thinking in our head. So that's why we have to be deliberate about what we are thinking, so that we look for different things, you know? It's going to explain it further, but I just wanted to touch on that. Okay, chapter 9, the hidden value behind your emotional reactions. Your sense of sight is different from your sense of hearing, and your sense of smell is different from your sense of touch. But even though they are different, they are all vibrational interpretations. In other words, when you approach a hot stove, your sense of sight does not necessarily tell you that the stove is hot. Your sense of hearing and your sense of taste or smell are not usually the way that you recognize a hot stove either. But as you approach the stove with your body, the sensors in your skin let you know that the stove is hot. You were born with sensitive, evolved, sophisticated translators of vibrations that help you understand and define your experience. And in the same way that you utilize your 5 physical senses to interpret your physical life experience, you were born with other sensors, your emotions, which are further vibrational interpreters that help you understand in the moment the experiences that you are living. Emotions are indicators of your point of attraction. Your emotions are your indicators of the vibrational content of your being in every moment. And so, when you become aware of the feeling of your emotions, you can also be aware of your vibrational offering. And once you combine your knowledge of the law of attraction with your in this moment awareness of what your vibrational offering is, then you will have full control of your own powerful point of attraction. With this knowledge, you can now guide your life experience in any way that you choose. Your emotions, simply, purely, and only, are about your relationship with your source. And since your emotions tell you everything that you would ever want or need to know about your relationship with your source, we often refer to your emotions as your emotional guidance system. When you made the decision to come forth into this physical body, you fully understood your eternal connection to source energy, and you knew that your emotions would be constant indicators that would let you know in every moment your current relationship with source energy. And so, understanding the powerful guidance that you have eternal access to, you felt no sense of risk, no sense of confusion, only a sense of adventure and true exhilaration. Emotions are indicators of your alignment with source energy. Your emotions indicate the degree of your alignment with source. Although you can never achieve such a complete misalignment with source that you disconnect from it altogether, the thoughts that you choose to give your attention to do give you a substantial range in alignment or misalignment with the non-physical energy that is who you are. And so, with time and practice, you will come to know in every moment your degree of alignment with who you really are, for when you are in full allowance of the energy of your source, you thrive. And to the degree that you do not allow this alignment, you do not thrive. You are empowered beings. You are utterly free to create. And when you know that and are focused upon things that are in vibrational harmony with that, you feel absolute joy. But when you think thoughts that are contrary to that truth, you feel the opposite emotions of disempowerment and bondage. And all emotions fall somewhere within that range from joy to disempowerment. Use your emotions to feel your way back to well-being. When you think a thought that rings true with who you really are, you feel harmony coursing through your physical body. Joy, love, and a sense of freedom are examples of that alignment. And when you think thoughts that do not ring true with who you really are, you feel the disharmony in your physical body. Depression, fear, and feelings of bondage are examples of that misalignment. In the same way that sculptors mold clay into the creation that pleases them, you create by molding energy. You mold it through your power of focus, by thinking about things, remembering things, and imagining things. You focus the energy when you speak, when you write, when you listen, when you are silent, when you remember, and when you imagine. You focus it through the projection of thought. Like the sculptors who, with time and practice, learn to mold the clay into precise desired creation, you can learn to mold the energy that creates worlds through the focus of your own mind. And like the sculptors who, with their hands, feel their way as they recreate their vision, you will use your emotions to feel your way to well-being. Chapter 10. The 3 steps to whatever you want to be, do, or have. The creative process is conceptually a simple one. It consists of 3 steps. Step 1, your work, you ask. Step 2, not your work, the answer is given. Step 3, your work. The answer, which has been given, must be received or allowed. You have to let it in. Step 1, you ask. Because of the wonderful and diverse environment in which you are focused, step 1 comes easily and automatically, for this is how your natural preferences are born. Everything from your subtle or even unconscious desires to clear, precise, vivid ones results from the contrasting experiences of your day-to-day life. Desires or asking are the natural byproduct of your exposure to this environment of fantastic variety and contrast. And so step one comes naturally. One second. Step two, the universe answers. Step two is a simple step for you, for it is not your work at all. Step two is the work of the non-physical, the work of the God force. All things that you ask for, large and small, are immediately understood and fully offered with no exception. Every point of consciousness has the right and the ability to ask, and all points of consciousness are honored and responded to immediately. When you ask, it is given every time. Your asking is sometimes spoken with your words, but more often it emanates from you vibrationally as a constant stream of personally honed preferences, each building on the next, and each one respected and answered. Every question is answered, every desire is given, every prayer is answered, every wish is granted. But the reason that many would argue with that truth, holding up examples of unfulfilled desires from their own life experiences, is because they have not yet understood and completed the very important step 3. For without the completion of this step, the existence of steps 1 and 2 could go unnoticed. Step 3, you allow it in. Step 3 is the application of the art of allowing. It is really the reason your guidance system exists. It is the step whereby you tune the vibrational frequency of your being to match the vibrational frequency of your desire. In the same way that your radio tuner must be set to match the frequency of the broadcasting station that you desire to hear, the vibrational frequency of your being must match the frequency of your desire. And we call that the art of allowing. That is, allowing what you are asking for. Unless you are in the receiving mode, your questions, even though they have been answered, will seem unanswered to you. Your prayers will not seem to be answered, and your desires will not be fulfilled. Not because your wishes have not been heard, but because your vibrations are not a match, so you are not letting them in. Every subject is 2 subjects, wanted and not wanted. Every subject is really 2 subjects. There is that which you desire and the lack of it. Often, even when you believe you are thinking about something that you desire, you are actually thinking about the exact opposite of what you desire. You are actually, in other words, I want to be well. I don't want to be sick. I want to have financial security. I don't want to experience a shortage of money. I want the perfect relationship to come to me. I don't want to be alone. What you think and what you get is always a perfect vibrational match, so it can be very helpful to make a conscious correlation between what you are thinking and what is manifesting in your experience. But it is even more helpful if you are able to discern where you are headed even before you get there. Once you understand your emotions and the important messages that they are giving you, you will not have to wait until something has manifested in your experience to understand what your vibrational offering has been. You can tell by the way you feel exactly where you are headed. Your attention must be on it, not on the lack of it. The creative process is occurring whether you are consciously aware of it or not. Because of the variety and contrast of your experience, continual new preferences are being born within you, and you are, even without knowing it, broadcasting them as requests. And in the moment that you broadcast a preference, source energy receives your vibrational request and, by the law of attraction, offers immediate responses, which you must then align to vibrationally. The reason that you are not always aware that your desires have been answered is because there is often a time gap between your asking and your allowing. Even though a clear desire has emanated from you as a result of the contrast you have considered, you often, rather than giving your attention purely to the desire itself, focus back on the contrasting situation that gave birth to the desire. And in doing so, your vibration is more about the reason you have launched the desire than it is about the desire itself. For example, your automobile is getting older and is beginning to require frequent repairs. As you begin to notice its fading beauty, you find yourself desiring a new car. And as you very much wanted that feeling of confidence that a dependable new car brings, a vibrational rocket of desire emanated from you, and Source received it fully and responded in kind immediately. But because you were not consciously aware of the laws of the universe, and the 3-step process of creation, that fresh, exhilarating feeling was short-lived for you. So instead of immediately turning your attention toward your fresh new desire and continuing to ponder the idea of this delicious new vehicle, thus achieving vibrational harmony with your own new idea, you look back at the vehicle you currently own, pointing out the reasons that you desire the new car. This old car no longer pleases me, you conclude, not realizing that in looking at the unpleasing car, you are tuning your vibration back to it and not forward to the new car you desire. I really need a new car, you explain, pointing out the dents, the cracks, and the undependable performance of the old one. With each statement of need and justification for a new car, you unwittingly reinforce the vibration of your current unpleasant situation, and in doing so, you continue to hold yourself out of vibrational alignment with your new desire and out of the receiving mode of what you are asking for. As long as you are more aware of what you do not want regarding this situation, what you do want cannot come to you. In other words, if you are predominantly thinking about your beautiful new car, then it is steadily making its way to you. But if you are predominantly thinking about your undependable current car, your dependable new car cannot move toward you. It may seem difficult to make the distinction between actually thinking about your new car and beating the drum of the old car, but once you're aware of your emotional guidance system, this distinction will be very easy for you to make. Now you hold the key to creating your every desire. Once you understand that your thoughts equal your point of attraction and that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything that you desire. It is not possible for you to consistently feel positive emotion about something and have it turn out badly, just as it is not possible for you to consistently feel bad about something and have it turn out well. For the way that you feel will tell you if you are allowing your natural well-being or not. Although there is no source of sickness, you may offer thoughts that disallow the natural flow of your wellness, just as you may offer thoughts that disallow the natural flow of your abundance, although there is no source of poverty. Well-being is constantly making its way to you, and you have not learned thoughts that slow it or restrict it, you are experiencing it in all areas of your life. Let me read that again. Well-being is constantly making its way to you, and if you have not learned thoughts that slow it or restrict it, you are experiencing it in all areas of your life. Think of any confident person, anybody that's ever followed their dreams, no matter what their circumstances are. That's so true. It does not matter where you currently stand in relationship to anything you desire. By paying attention to the way you feel and by directing your thoughts to better feeling thoughts, you can again achieve vibrational harmony with the well-being that is natural to you. Remember, as extensions of pure, positive, non-physical energy, the more in vibrational harmony you are with you, the better you feel. For example, when you are appreciating something, you are a vibrational match to who you really are. When you love someone or yourself, you are a vibrational match to who you really are. But if you are finding fault with yourself or another, you are, in that moment, offering a vibration that does not match who you really are. And the negative emotion you feel is your indicator that you have introduced a vibration of resistance and that you are no longer in the state of allowing your pure connection between the physical you and the non-physical part of you. We often refer to the non-physical part of you as your inner being or your source. It is not important what you call that source of energy or life force, but it is important that you are consciously aware of when you are allowing a full connection to it and when you are restricting it in some way. And your emotions are constant indicators of your degree of allowing or resisting that connection. 24 minutes, let's see. I mean, what comforts me so much about this chapter in particular is that in saying that, like, if you feel bad, you're resisting who you really are. And if you feel good, that means you're allowing who you really are. It's true, because knowing that the truth, the core of my being, the truth of the core of my being is that I want to believe in myself because it feels good to believe in myself. It feels bad not to. You know, it feels good to believe that I'm beautiful. It feels bad that I think I'm ugly. You know, it feels good that I feel lucky, and it feels bad if I feel unlucky. You know, everything that feels good is innately within me, and the only reason that negative beliefs ever make their way into your belief system is not usually your fault. It's usually the way you're raised, the way that your family has treated you, the way that your friends have treated you, the way that school has treated you, the way that certain life circumstances have treated you, you know? So just for example, I grew up with beliefs that I was ugly, and that everyone hated me, and that I was unlovable, and that I didn't deserve to be on this earth, and yada, yada, yada. They were all lies, no matter how much I believed them. Because I felt so bad and I experienced years and years of depression because of these thoughts and feelings that turned into beliefs. What was I saying? Because of that, I felt bad. Because of those things. Because of that, it meant that I was resisting who I really was, which is the truth. I was resisting the fact that I am lovable, that I am beautiful, that I am amazing, that I am worthy, you know? All of those truths being like infinitely and eternally available to you, that it's just in here, it's in your heart, it's already what your being wants, and it is already what your being is. All you have to do is like peel it away. You have to like take off all the negativity, like, how do I explain this, like, metaphorically? Like, there's a bunch of negativity over your heart, and you just have to peel it, one negative belief, until you finally get to the core of who you are. And that's what this book kind of lets you know, is that, like, when you feel bad, like, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself if you feel bad about something, you know? When it comes to your own actions, I would say. Like, when it comes to your own actions and your own life or whatever, it's all, your entire life is still your responsibility. Just like, for example, like right now what I'm thinking of, like, oh, but it's not my fault if like my ex cheats on me and I'm hurt about it. Like, how is that my doing? But then again, like, I'm allowing the bad to be in my life. I'm allowing that. Why am I with a toxic person? Why am I with somebody that doesn't treat me right? You know, why I should be relieved that that I've been freed from a person so crazy and disloyal, you know? So it's all about what you believe about yourself. I could wallow in self-pity if I get cheated on because I'm like, oh my God, that means that I'm not lovable and this and that, and, you know, or I can soak in the truth of, it has nothing to do with me. I'm amazing. And they just lost. They just lost big time. That sucks for them. You know, I can still have my grieving and I can still have my tears, but like on a fundamental level, it matters what I believe about myself. In any situation, when it comes to any situation, when it comes to any subject, that's what matters, is what story you are telling yourself, what beliefs and thoughts you are entertaining about yourself. Because fundamentally, no matter what the situation is, your fundamentals matter. Your fundamental beliefs matter, because that's what's going to either get you through a situation or make the situation worse. And I know that firsthand. If I don't believe in myself, every situation is horrible. Work, school, relationship, family, myself, you know, home life, anything. All of it is awful if I don't believe in myself and I'm resisting myself. But if I love myself, if I'm allowing myself to be me, every single category becomes magical. Why? Because I'm living authentically. Here's what I want to drill here. I know I haven't stopped reading, but authenticity is the key to happiness. And you know it because you feel good when you're yourself. You feel bad when somebody tells you what to do. You feel bad when you're doing something you don't want to do. You know, authenticity is always the way to go. So gave yourself permission to be yourself. Okay? I hope everything I just said made sense. Okay, chapter 11. This is the last chapter I'm going to read because this is where the chapter I read before stopping the video last time. Okay. Chapter 11. With practice, you will become a joyous, deliberate creator. As you consciously consider the way you feel, you will get better and better at directing the source energy, and you will become a disciplined and joyous, deliberate creator. With practice, you will be able to achieve a focused control of this creative energy, and like the skilled sculptor, you will take delight in the molding of this energy, which creates worlds, and direct it toward your individual creative endeavors. As you focus creative energy, there are two factors to consider. First, the intensity and speed of the energy, and second, your level of allowing or resisting it. The first factor has to do with the amount of time you have spent considering your desire, and to what degree you have become specific. In other words, when you have been wanting something for a long time, your summoning power is much greater than if you are thinking about it for the first time today. Also, whenever you have considered it for some time, having experienced contrasts that helped you to become even more specific about it, your desire summons it in an even more powerful way. Once a desire has achieved that sort of power or speed, it is quite easy for you to feel how you are doing with the second factor, the allowing or resisting of that equation. When you are thinking about something that you have been wanting for a very long time, and in this moment you are noticing that it has not happened yet, a strong negative emotion would be present within you. For you are thinking about something that has a very strong energy that you are not in vibrational alignment with. However, if you are thinking about something that you have been wanting for a long time, and you are imagining that it is happening, then your emotion would be one of anticipation or eagerness. And so you can tell by the way you feel whether in this moment you are a match to your desire or a match to its absence, whether you are allowing or resisting your desire, or whether you are in this moment helping or hindering. It is not about controlling thoughts, it's about guiding thoughts. In your highly technologically evolved society where you have immediate access to almost everything that is happening around your planet, you are bombarded with thoughts and ideas that, at times, feel invasive to your personal experience. And so the idea of controlling your thoughts when there are so many thoughts coming forth seems impossible. It seems, instead, rather normal to just give your attention to whatever it is in front of you. We are not encouraging you to make an effort to control your thoughts, but instead to make an effort to, more or less, guide your thoughts. And it is not even so much about guiding your thoughts as it is about reaching for a feeling. Because reaching for the way you would like to feel is an easier way to hold your thoughts in vibrational alignment with that which you believe is good. The law of attraction is already magnetically attracting and organizing your thoughts, so having an understanding of and deliberately working with the law of attraction is extremely helpful in an effort at guiding your own thoughts. Remember, whenever you give your attention to a thought, that thought immediately becomes activated within you. So the law of attraction immediately responds, which means that other thoughts, in vibrational harmony with the thought that you have just activated, now join your activated thought, making it a more pronounced, more powerful, and more attractive thought. And as you continue your focus and as your thought expands, that more powerful thought that you have just activated is joined by others like it, and on it goes. When your practiced thought becomes a dominant thought. Whenever you have consistently focused upon a subject, causing a consistent vibrational activation of it within you, it becomes a practiced or dominant thought. And once that happens, things that match it will begin to manifest around your dominant thought. In the same way that your earlier thought was joined by other thoughts that matched it, now things that match your dominant thought will begin to show up in your experience. Magazine articles, conversations with friends, personal observations. The attraction process will become very apparent. Once your focused attention has sufficiently activated a dominant vibration within you, things, wanted or unwanted, will begin to make their way into your personal experience. It is law. How to effectively become a deliberate creator. Remember, before you can effectively benefit from paying attention to your emotions, you must first accept that well-being is the only stream that flows. You can allow or disallow this stream, but when you allow it, you are well. And when you disallow it, you are sick. In other words, there is only a stream of wellness, which you are allowing or resisting, and you can tell by the way you feel which you are doing. You are supposed to thrive. You are supposed to feel good. You are good. You are loved, and well-being is constantly flowing to you. And if you will allow it, it will manifest in all manner of ways in your experience. Whatever you are giving your attention to is already pulsing an energy vibration. As you hold your attention upon it, you begin to vibrate as it is vibrating. Each time you focus upon it, you begin upon it, and each time you offer the vibration, it feels easier for you to do it the next time until, in time, you develop a sort of vibrational proclivity. It is like practicing anything. It can get easier and easier. And with enough focusing on this thought, and therefore practicing this vibration, you form what you call a belief. A belief is only a practice vibration. In other words, once you have practiced a thought long enough, then anytime you approach the subject of that thought, the law of attraction will take you easily into the full vibration of your belief. So now, the law of attraction accepts that belief as your point of attraction and brings to you things that match that vibration. And so as you live your life experience, as you have life experiences that match those thoughts you are pondering, you conclude, yes, this is the truth. And while it may be accurate to call it truth, we would prefer to call it attraction or creation. Anything that you give your attention to will become your truth. The law of attraction says that it must. Your life, and everyone else's, too, is but a reflection of the predominance of your thoughts. There is no exception to this. Have you made a decision to direct your thoughts? To be a deliberate creator of your own experience, you will be the one who has decided to direct your thoughts. For only when you deliberately choose the direction of your thoughts can you deliberately affect your own point of attraction. You cannot continue to discuss, observe, and believe things in the same way you always have and make changes in your point of attraction. Anymore, as we mentioned previously, that you can set your radio dial to 6:30 a.m. and receive the broadcast from 101 FM. Your vibrational frequencies have to match. Every emotion that you feel is about your alignment or misalignment with the energy of your source. Your emotions are your indicators of the vibrational variance between your physical being and your inner being. And when you pay attention to these emotions and try to focus on good feeling thoughts, you are then using your emotional guidance system in the way that you intended when you decided to come into this physical body. Your emotional guidance system is the key to help you understand what your vibrational content is and therefore exactly what your current point of attraction is. Distinguishing between the actual thought of what you want compared to the thought of its absence is sometimes difficult, but distinguishing between your emotional response to your thought of your desire and your emotional response to your thought of the absence of your desire is a very easy thing to do. Because when you are fully focused upon your desire and your vibrational offering purely reflects that you feel wonderful, and when you focus upon the absence of something that you truly want, you feel awful. Your emotions always let you know what you are doing with your vibration. Your emotions always let you know exactly what your point of attraction is. And so, by paying attention to your emotions and by deliberately offering thoughts that affect the way you feel, you can consciously guide yourself into vibrational frequency that will allow the fulfillment of any desire you hold. Can you accept yourself as a vibrational being? Most of your physical friends are unaccustomed to viewing their lives in terms of vibration, and they are currently not accustomed to thinking of themselves as radio transmitters and receivers. But you do live in a vibrational universe, and you are more energy, vibration, or electricity than you realize. Once you allow this new orientation and begin to accept yourself as a vibrational being who attracts all the things that come into your experience, then you will begin the delicious journey into deliberate creation. Once you begin to understand the correlation between what you are thinking, what you are feeling, and what you are receiving, now you have it. Now you hold all the keys that are necessary to get from wherever you are to wherever you want to be on all subjects. I think to wrap that up, I'm going to just say this is proven scientifically with the placebo effect. The placebo effect is something that has always convinced me, like, oh yeah, the law of attraction is real. Whatever I think and believe and feel manifests, because the placebo effect is a thing. People will take sugar pills and experience less pain or experience healing or whatever. Like, people can be told that they're drinking an alcoholic beverage and feel drunk even though there's no alcohol in it. You know, people can be told things under hypnosis and believe those things subconsciously and then act those things out, whatever. There are so many ways that what you believe, there's so many ways and so many things that prove that what you believe actually does something physical. It actually presents itself in your physical world. So I'm just going to end this off by saying you can placebo yourself into believing good things, because we are, I think, trained or have been trained to mostly placebo ourselves into thinking negative things. And by saying, in short, that means worrying. We are programmed to worry. We are programmed, even though we don't know what the future holds, we are programmed to worry about it rather than be optimistic about it. If we can be delusional about, oh, this might go bad, oh, we don't know what'll happen if I go out at night, like then I might be killed. I don't know, like random, that's extreme. Whatever, just random worries. We don't know what the future holds. Okay? We don't know. That's also delusion. Worrying is also delusion. So a lot of people are like, but like it feels crazy to tell myself positive things if I don't know what the future holds and I don't know how I'm going to get there and whatever. It just feels delusional. You don't know that your future is going to go shit. Wouldn't you rather believe that it's going to go amazing and that you're going to live your dream life? You know, like, because the delusion always gets you there. Everybody who has ever achieved their dreams saw it. And they were told by countless people every single time. Every single rapper, every single artist are like, my teacher told me in the 5th grade I would never make it. My parents told me I would never do. You know, my parents told me that I couldn't do what I'm doing right now. I didn't listen because I had this crazy belief and this crazy optimism that my future held gold for some reason. I had this inner feeling and I followed it. Because if you can manifest stress or manifest disease with just stress, if stress, which is a feeling, can create disease, why can't we, with our feelings, create physical wellness, create physical health? And Dr. Joe Dispenza actually proves this. I'm going to his meditative retreat in December, which I'm so excited about. But he's a doctor who takes MRI scans of brains before and after these therapy events, and he has seen cancer, stage 4 cancer, I don't know what the scientific term is, but like reverse, I think reverse or something. He's seen people stand up out of wheelchairs. He's seen people with chronic lifelong pain suddenly feel no pain. And he sees on a scientific level, he studies their DNA, he studies their blood work, he studies their brains. Their body physically changes. It purely because he was like, if we can manifest disease, can we manifest health? Is it possible to also do the opposite? And yes, it is. He has proven on a fundamental level, like physically, you can regenerate cells that give you health just by focusing and believing and thinking and allowing. The number one thing that this book did for me when I first read it was it let me open up and it let me allow. It let me allow myself to just be like, okay, I'm beautiful. Fine, I'm beautiful. Fine, I'm worthy. Fine, I'm lucky. Fine, I'm abundant. Okay, fine, I'm going to allow these wonderful things to enter my brain because I resist them habitually for some reason. You know, like we habitually for some reason don't want to believe things that are already innately true and would make us feel good anyway. Why? Why? I don't know, but placebo effect, science, look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. We can placebo ourselves physically, emotionally, everything into a life that we actually desire, into situations that we actually desire, into wishes coming true. We can do anything. And that is the beautiful thing about this life, is that if you can look around you, anything is possible. How the hell am I talking to a little black dot on this computer and it's reaching people across the world? Sounds a little psycho, right? Like, how is this possible? Anything is possible. If your mind can see it, you can do it. And my dream is way simpler than creating something as technologically advanced as everything around me. And I'm sure that, not sure, but like maybe yours is too. You know, maybe it is simpler than a plane flying in the sky, or phones calling, like me being able to pick my phone and call somebody in Japan. How is that possible? And there are so many examples of what you want also coming true. If your dream is to be a pop star, look at Miley Cyrus. She made it happen. Look at Sabrina Carpenter. She made it happen. Look at Tate McRae. She made it happen. What about a rapper? Look at Travis Scott. He made it happen. A singer. Like any sort of type of, like anything in the world, somebody has done it. Most likely. Somebody has done it. And even if they haven't, and you have a calling to do something specific, you got to do it because it's coming through you. You have to create it. You are being called to create it. And in your own way as well. Even if somebody else has already done it, if you are being called to do something, it's because you're supposed to do it in your own way. And it's supposed to reach people. It's supposed to impact the world. It's supposed to impact the people around you. It's supposed to make you happier. It's supposed to make you feel more fulfilled. And this world is made for you. Seriously, it is. And I am rambling as hell. But I'm way too excited about this. I haven't yapped in long enough. I need to make another video after this because the number one thing that I've done in my life is start believing in myself. That's the number one thing that I've done. And I have achieved, just because I started believing in myself and just because I started allowing myself to believe good things about myself, I have achieved wellness in every subject of my life. Every category of my life has not only experienced wellness, but a wellness that surpassed my imagination, that has blown my imagination out of the freaking water. Like, it is better than I could have imagined it, because the universe is that abundant. The universe is that expansive. The universe is like, you are in vibrational alignment with this. This is the feeling that you're holding. Okay, let me give you so much of it. Here, let me give you literally everything you could ever dream of. And it just becomes more and more and more and more. And once you get that ball rolling, it rolls. Like, it happened for me with depression. Whenever I started thinking negative thoughts, the ball started rolling. Until it got bigger than life itself, it can happen in the opposite way as well. And I want you to start believing that today. I want you to ingrain that truth in your mind, that even a good snowball can turn into something that's bigger than life. So if you get if you plant a little seed right now, it will turn into a tree. And into the most beautiful, expansive tree with the most incredible form that you could not have imagined in your brain, because our brains are too simple and the universe is infinite. So you just gotta plant that little seed and get that little snowball rolling. Okay? It's in you. And it always will be. So, any last words, Blueberry? I love him. You got this. I promise you that you got this. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and I cannot wait to read the next few chapters. I really hope that when I press stop, it's actually going to be a video. I'm very nervous that it's going to say 0. If we made it till here, what should I make you comment? Comment the star emoji or a star symbol or something if you made it this far. Okay? I love you so much. And your highest self loves you so much. Your future self loves you so, so much and adores you so much. So just hold on to that, okay? I love you.